everybody. Welcome to Misinterpretations. My name is Marin, and this is my virtual campfire, and it's so good to see you all. Thank you for stopping by. And if you're watching this later, thanks for coming back and taking a look. It's good to see you. And today we have AJ. Hi, AJ from Ways to Human. How are you?
Hey, doing pretty good. Thank you for having me again. Always fun.
Oh, it is fun. Okay, and I promised you this one, so we're going to tonight. We're going to debunk myself.
Ooh,
I
fun.
know. I know. It's yeah, and yeah. Okay, so I actually kind of liked doing this video that we're gonna talk about.
Okay.
But it was like one of the first big videos that I did. Maybe it was like the first big one that I did. Like I did like a little intro. Hey, this is Misinterpretation. But this is like my first video, I think. Anyway, doesn't matter. One of the first. And I was just so nervous about putting it out there, like they were, like getting started and anyway. And the fun thing is that my daughter actually edited it for me. She's a professional video
Oh,
editor,
fun.
and yeah, she did a great job. And but she did what she always does when she does video editing, and that she always collects outtakes. So that video actually
Oh,
has
wow. Okay.
outtakes in it. Yeah, yeah. So every now and then I'll throw those in my regular videos, but I haven't done like a recorded video in a long time, just these streams. So anyway, all right. So that's enough about me apologizing for before we even show it. But this actually, I actually watched it today, and I hadn't for a while, and so I, it can show the journey that I've been on. Okay.
Okay.
So when I did this video, I was still a believer, right? I was still a Christian.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right. I think you mentioned that to me before, and I meant to go back and watch it, but I never did.
Well, you're gonna get to
So
watch
this
it
is
tonight.
my first reaction to it.
Yes, yeah, there you go. That'll be fine. Yeah, so and the struggle, with like feeling God's presence. So the last time, you and I talked, we talked about John Wathy's book. I think I mispronounced his name in the video, but anyway, and
Mhm.
the illusion of God's presence.
Oh, yeah.
And what I mentioned in this video is the Phantom God, which is his second book, which I'm working on now, and I will do a stream about that one as well. But anyway, so that's what this is about, and we're going to talk about what I talk about and see how things might be different. So,
All right.
hey, Jesse. All right. Thank you all for coming in, and free it for Holly. I don't know. I don't know how you pronounce that actually.
I don't know either. I keep seeing that. I'm like, how? I won't even try, but
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, okay. So I'm not sure I'm gonna fast forward any of it because it is kind of short, but my little intro is in there and everything too. So I don't know. Well, you'll get to see me like I used to be. I have to find a maybe this one. Okay. Oh goodness. Well, there's Solly.
ah,
You can see Saul.
oh,
uh, okay. All righty.
it's so comfy back there.
Huh? He is.
So,
He is. He's comfy. All right. Well, let's just get to it. Let's just start and
so
see.
how long ago was this video?
Okay. Now I have to let me minimize it because I
Oh,
can't remember
she's
the
curious
actual
at that.
date. No, I was gonna look that up and I was trying to remember.
It says that
Oh,
it's 2024.
January
That
9th,
right?
2024. It was
Oh,
2
okay.
years ago. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
cool.
Okay then. All righty.
Nice.
Okay. Well, all righty. Here we go. Welcome to Misinterpretations. Can you hear it?
Yeah,
Okay.
we good. Well, I can.
Yeah. Can anybody hear it?
I will imagine if I
Okay.
can hear
Yell
the
at me
improvement.
if you can't hear it. There we go. Can I play it from in here? It doesn't look like I can. Okay. Going back.
Uh,
Okay. My name is Marin Dameron, and this is my virtual campfire where we talk about science and the sacred, physics and metaphysics, the brain and belief. What's going on in that noggin up there anyway? We may never know, but we can have a lot of fun talking about it. What color is 3? No, I mean, what color is the number 3? Did you know that when some people hear music, they see colors? And some people always see numbers as a specific color. For example, the number 3 is always purple and the number 5 is always orange to them. So when they see this, what they see is this. What is going on? Let's talk about it. That's my intro. So, what is going on when someone hears music and sees colors, or always sees specific numbers in specific colors? This phenomenon is called synesthesia. Literally, it means to sense together. Okay, so we've talked about synesthesia before. Oh, that's a great shot. It is said that
That's even better.
There are 50 to 150 different types of synesthesia
I'll let it go.
that are actually different combinations of senses, like taste and hearing, or sight and smell. There are also 2 forms or classifications of synesthesia that have to do with how well you visualize certain concepts. Now, that's only with the visual synesthesia. If you've got like, yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
if you're
so
able to visualize.
right. So anyway, I was just pausing it. It's not like I'm gonna do a copyright strike on myself.
That's a good point.
Okay.
You can give yourself permission.
Okay, I'll let it play a little. Let me explain. An associator means that your synesthetic associations, like colored letters, for example, are experienced in your mind's eye. So when shown text on a page, associators like know that each number has a color or each letter might have a color, but they don't actually see the color on the page. If you're a projector, that means you actually physically see the color projected onto the page in front of you. So the example that I showed you, that would be the experience of a projector.
So that would be like in a way, I suppose it could be some kind of hallucination if you're actually seeing the color and it's not there.
Right, that it's not actually there. I never
like
thought
if you
of
see
it.
a number and it is like, for example, right there is the numbers are, sorry about the noise.
Okay.
My blood sugar thingy. So if you see the number in red but it is actually in black,
Right.
then your brain is in a way hallucinating, even though it's not like a major hallucination like what we will expect from somebody having, delusional hallucination type.
Right. It's specific for that mode, that
Yeah,
modality.
it's kind of like it must trigger something in the brain, like a sense that's able to perceive that in a, or that gives the brain the signal of, hey, you are seeing that color.
Hey, Tommy. Yeah, and so yeah, the form, the association, like you can, that's I can't the difference right between the projector
I think
and
it's
the
different if you see it, if you
actually see it. Yeah, it's more right because you're seeing something that's not actually.
Yeah, like, and
Like,
hallucination, like I said, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, you're seeing it, a person, or like you're seeing it constantly in all different ways. It's just for that very specific aspect.
yeah.
And I think we covered this in one of the shows that we've done together before, that people do hallucinate throughout the day. Like
Mhm.
you don't realize it, and it's not like, again, it's not a major hallucination like you will have if you have a mental condition. It's just a normal part of how our brain functions, and is not able to interpret every single thing that is being thrown at it. So
Right.
kind of hallucination fills in the blanks. Like you may think that you've heard, like you're expecting somebody to come over, right? And you keep thinking that you hear the bell because your brain is expecting that, but it could actually be a completely different sound or no
Mhm.
sound at all. But
I
your brain is
actually
hallucinating that. Yeah.
I think I might have actually hallucinated today.
Yeah, it's
I,
possible. Yeah.
I cleaned up some dog poop and I had to clean up my little puppy dog a little bit too. And, then when I was sitting in my room and he was sitting beside me, I could smell poop, and I'm like, "But he's clean and I'm clean." And, it's like just the residual from
I think that happens
that.
to me as well. Yeah, yeah, with my dogs, definitely happens.
Oh my gosh. Tell me we gotta talk about that. Look at this. He's
Let's
an
see.
associator. The numbers 1
Oh,
through 12 all have colors and genders. Also and genders. Also, some are good guys and
okay. I
okay.
need to
Now
know which ones are bad guys. What
I
numbers are bad?
know. Oh, Kip's ready. Yay. The Hebrew class has arrived. Woohoo. Welcome.
Yay.
We're talking about synesthesia. Okay, so I think that certain numbers are good or bad too. I mean, like there's good guys and bad guys, but I think now that has to do with autistic traits, like,
Okay. Yeah.
for me. So, yeah, yeah. So I don't know, but that's fascinating. Okay.
Yeah. Like
Genders. I haven't
I
thought
don't
that's
care for the number 4, but number 7. Yeah. Or 11 too. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Okay. There we go.
Yep, yep. So,
Oh,
wait,
that's a
they're
lot of them.
they're bad? They're all bad? Okay,
Why is 7 in there?
8 is bad though. But 5, I was born on the 15th, so, I like 5. So,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, well, it's kind of, yeah, and
That
the
is almost all the numbers, though.
it
If you're counting
1,
from 1 to
2, 3,
10,
4, 5. 6 is the only good number? Is that what we're saying?
1, 2, and 6, yeah. If you're
But I mean
counting from,
12 is bad, so
well, I guess 0 is good too.
okay. Wait,
1,
are
2,
these good or
6.
bad, Ember? We need to know.
Well, those are the ones that were missing from the
Oh,
previous.
oh, 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 okay,
So
those are good.
those will be the good ones.
Those are the good ones, okay. Alrighty, uh, if you have number color synesthesia, then I might need, uh
6 is good, people.
that's awesome. Ah. Yeah, yeah, right. So a lot of people don't know they have synesthesia unless, till they're adults and, it's just like because it's part of their experience and it's always been this way. But if you do have number color synesthesia, my colors for this are orange and 3. So if you are a projector, you may not see what I'm trying to show. Like, especially with the one before, it's like they're all black, right?
Okay, I see the orangey.
The 5 is a V the 5s are in a V, but this is
Yeah.
actually but because this shape of 5 and this shape of 3 is so similar, this is actually a test used it's like a colorblind test. It helps people, determine if somebody's synesthetic,
Synesthetic,
has
maybe.
synesthesia. Oh, wait,
Yeah, it
that's
has. Our probably has.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
So speaking of numbers, okay, here's the thing that bugs me because as many people know, I'm deaf and I
right.
know a little bit of sign language, and a lot of people when they have to say the number 3, they will go like this. But this is 6 in sign language. This is 3.
Oh, you said German.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you're like
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4,
3. Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Yeah.
10.
So then you're like, what number
I'm like, wait,
is?
is that 3 or 6? Like, I can tell if somebody's not deaf that they're more than likely saying 3, but to me it means 6.
Ah, fascinating.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So everybody's brain, right? Is different, works differently.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. Okay. All right. Well, why don't we go? Okay. I'm glad. Wait, 4 was a good number, right? No, 4 was a bad number. Purple is my favorite. Okay, we gotta. All right, I'm not gonna fixate on it. We're gonna go back to. Oh
Okay.
wait, I have to pull this up for us though.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Here we go again. Okay,
All right.
I thought there was a. Oh, that's only if I download it. Okay, I got it. Here we go. Experience of a projector,
Mm.
a number color synesthete. They actually see the numbers on the page or screen as being a different color, not just in their mind's eye. So what's fascinating about this is that where we process number recognition in the brain, it's actually right next to where we process color recognition. It seems that synesthetes, they've gotten their wires crossed. A leading neuroscientist, V.S. Ramachandran, thinks that it's possible that we're all born with synesthesia, and as infants, we live in a psychedelic world where different parts of the brain process information simultaneously, and sounds have taste, or smells have sounds. And for most of us, as we grow and develop, these connections that aren't necessary, they get pruned. Tastes have taste and we hear sounds and we stop tasting sounds. Yet for some synesthetes, the dual senses they stick around. Okay, I do have to mention that a friend of mine, she's a musician
Uh-huh.
and she has taste, music, sound, like music synesthesia.
Oh
So
wow, that's cool.
yeah, but I have to ask her. Oh, she's going to be upset with me if she sees this. I can't remember if it's when she eats, she hears, but I think it's when she hears, she tastes. But
Okay.
yeah, it's one way or the other.
The either one.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's it. Okay, so since we are debunking the video, but so far I haven't seen anything inaccurate because
Oh no.
that is actually, yeah, that's the same as far as I understand it. That is the same thing, that we are born with all of these really intense connections in our brain, and over the first 8 or so years of a person's life, these connections get pruned. And
Yeah.
the less you use certain senses or certain, input that you have, then these are like, oh, okay, you don't need that one. So it gets pruned and it gets cut. And for some people, I can't remember whether it is, well, I mean, it's not something that you can target specifically, right? Like you can say, oh, I'm going to use this one a little extra, or I'm going to expose my child to more sounds or more taste or more
Right.
this. It's
Right.
it can be genetic,
Yes.
like certain families have specific types of synesthesia. It, like you said, could be like seeing numbers or hearing flavors or stuff. I'm sorry, tasting sounds.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay, now I'm wondering if the other one that I just said was actually a thing.
What?
Hearing, I said hearing flavors. I was like, wait, that doesn't sound right. How do you hear a flavor?
Well,
Yeah.
well, it no, it's tasting sounds. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
would be the
right.
opposite. Yeah, it would be tasting sounds.
Although you could eat and then have music going with different
Right.
flavor or sound, different sounds with different flavor. It wouldn't
Yeah, like
necessarily
if you
be.
taste something, then you maybe it comes with a sound.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, there was this one test that they would do where they make you see certain patterns, and so people hear it, so you can hear sight. So yeah.
Yeah, it's the relationship, as far as I understand, Ember, is that uh, the where you process numbers and where you process color is right next to each other in the brain.
Yeah, they're still connected.
Yeah, yeah, and
So
so
it can
yeah,
trigger either one or the other way.
yeah, and so that's one type of common synesthesia because those synapses. So like when you see colors, or like when you see numbers or learning numbers, right? It's your brain is so close to the color part that it's like assigning a color to that as
Yeah,
you're
and
learning
it
things. So it's a
doesn't
developmental
necessarily
kind of thing. Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be numbers. It can be letters, it can be shapes. It depends on the person and what their how their brain sort of develop in that way, or um, failed to
Failed
prune those
to,
connections, I guess.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I talk about that some with the video. Maybe I'll skip
Which
that a
technically
little
is
bit.
not really a bad thing. Like, I mean, would it be a bad thing? I don't. It just makes you wonder, like, why are well, I suppose there doesn't have to be a reason why babies have that. You know, if it's like if there's some type of use to it, that for some reason eventually, you know, or if it just happened like their bones, right? Their bones when they're born, they're not fully
Developed, right? It's a
solidified,
develop.
and yeah,
Yeah.
and so it, so
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a difference in development, basically.
yeah.
Yeah.
So for
Because,
different ages.
yeah. So what
It
I
may
talk,
actually be the opposite. It may be that they are born with that and it is not a necessary feature, and so it eventually goes away.
because it's not used. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
you don't really need it for anything.
that is something that I mentioned in the video, and
Oh, okay,
I'll
cool.
skip over it when I get there. But it is a theory of it that V.S. Ramachandran has discussed, that babies are psychedelic. Like everybody's born with all kinds of synesthesia, and and it may be one of the reasons that we have to sleep so much as infants, right? Because we're getting so much input, right? And so
Wow.
so that as time goes on and as you grow and develop, then you those
Your brain learns how to focus on more specific things,
and those
individual
connections
things.
get
Yeah.
pruned, basically, is the way. Yeah. So this is a hereditary thing as well. And yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah, I've
a
had that happen. Yeah.
yeah, not everybody does this, but I
Yeah.
definitely do. My dad does too. So we've always, yeah. And that the thing is funny because the sun is often bright in the car, right? And so it's like when I was a kid, whenever we got in the car with my dad, he would sneeze, and we'd tease him. Oh yeah, exactly. Yes, this is like too much
Mhm.
input, right? It makes you tired. But anyway, as soon as we get in the car with him, and he'd sneeze, like, and he just like, I mean, really loud. And I would
That's
always
so
tease him.
funny.
I'd roll down the window. I'm like, I gotta let the pressure out because it was, it was so loud.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
you know what? It does make sense with what you were just saying about how too much input could potentially be something that makes babies sleep a lot more. Here's a fun fact. I have adrenal insufficiency, right? Which means my
Mhm.
cortisol level is low. And other cells in our body use cortisol. It's like a steroid, right? It you can take an oral steroid and it
Mhm.
converts it into cortisol,
Mhm.
and your body uses it for your cells use it for energy.
Mhm. Mhm.
If I shop, it doesn't matter how much physical activity I have. Uh,
Yeah.
if I go shopping and have to make like decisions, like it's like it completely drains me of cortisol, and I generally have to take an extra dose if I have to go shopping just for that
Mm.
reason. I can go hiking, do
Yeah.
way more activity, and I'd be fine. But go somewhere that I have to like do a lot of thinking and a lot of decision making and a lot of like I guess a lot of light input, a lot of people around and everything. It's just like it overloads my brain, and
Yep.
it's just like yeah.
Yep. Yep. It's I I follow the dysautonomia and
Oh yeah.
Ehlers Danlos groups, just because I'm hypermobile, and it's kind of similar things. So for me, it's low blood pressure and low blood sugar. So it uses up my blood sugar. And my mom,
Oh
I
yeah.
would drive her crazy
Oh, the
because
blood sugar. Yeah,
yeah,
same.
yeah, yeah, because your brain is using up your blood sugar if
Yeah.
you're having to process all this information. And so we'd shop for 20 minutes and I was ready to go. Or can I sit down? Can I sit down? She couldn't, she does not understand how this, you know, teenager did not want to go shopping,
I know,
but
it's
it is
crazy,
actually
right?
a medication for neurologists for teenagers. They're like, well, if your daughters don't like to go
That's
shopping,
funny.
then there's maybe there's a dysautonomia or something where yeah. I wanted to touch on this noise ending that there could be associations, yeah, that you just make as a
Oh,
child, right? Yeah, and that's actually something too. So yeah, it's kind of wild. All right, so I may skip over a little bit of this. Let me see what else.
okay.
Ramachandran extends his study of synesthesia actually to create an explanation of how human language could have evolved. And this discussion of the evolution of language is really fascinating. It's in his book, A Brief Tour of Consciousness, right here. It's a great book.
So,
And it's really fascinating. So I'll leave a um, citation in the description below. You can check it out. So, in reading Ramachandran's work, I actually started thinking about atheists, particularly proselytizing atheists. Stick with me, I can explain. What is a proselytizing atheist? It's a made up term. I made it up. I use it to describe someone who is so happy and confident in their atheism that they think you should be an atheist too.
that's so funny. I love that. I love that. Like, I just love seeing the difference, you know?
Yeah, right. And I'm kind of proud of myself there. Aren't I?
I know. Now you're
Yeah,
one of them.
yeah, I know. Well, I mean, the video I did right after this was 5 types of atheists. So proselytizing atheists was
Oh, cool.
one of them. But yeah, it's okay. But yeah, uh, okay. So that is all right. So we're getting it. We're getting into it.
I,
What's the issue? Here we go. So people like Richard Dawkins or Sam Harris, they seem to think that the
oh,
world
Sam.
would be peaceful
Oh,
and
no, I don't like
happy
him.
if it weren't for those darned religions. If people just quit believing in God, we'd all be better off and stop fighting. I mean, this is a way to view all of the wars and destruction that have been caused by religious belief. Contrast that notion with the fact that most cultures on the planet have now or have had in the past some kind of worldview that includes the supernatural, a world or beings that we cannot see. Now, I'm not going to go into the definition of religion or contrast religion with spiritual belief right now. Maybe I'll do that later. But what I will say is that the belief in the supernatural in some form, it's more common than not. Most people believe in some type of supernatural being. Why? What causes this sense of awe towards something that's not us, something that's greater than us, this awareness of the numinous or of God? The believer's simple
I'm sure.
answer is
Okay, I'll
God
go.
exists, and that's why we are aware of God. A non believing anthropologist would say that the human brain has evolved to have the ability to have faith because it has helped us survive in some ways or many ways. A scientist who is also a believer in God might say that God created us and guided our evolution to allow us to believe in God. Now, I'm probably going to make everyone angry and not take a side right now. Atheists are going to be frustrated that I would allow for belief in God, and believers of many faiths, they'll be worried about my soul.
That's so true. That was not a lie. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I thought it was really interesting, like the different ways that you were explaining, why we may have a belief. Do you feel how different do you feel now? Like, how do you explain why people believe in gods? Because I know obviously I have my own, but
Right. Well, I I still feel similar. I mean, I feel like there's a well, okay. There we need to explain. I don't know where my words are tonight. Maybe I need to eat a snack or something. But
I think
uh,
we
yeah,
covered a little bit on one of the past shows, and I think you were talking about like the parental, the maternal
right.
sort of view of
Right. Well, what I
that we
was
need
going to say
some.
is that,
Yeah,
but that's what came into my mind as soon as I was going to say, kind of repeat what I said in this other video, uh, is that, we have had religion all over, right? And so I think there's multiple reasons why humans develop religions. And one of them is that agency part, right? That it's we assign agency to things that are not real, not alive, right? But that's a survival mechanism if we're, assign, right. The classic example is we assign the rustling in the bush. Uh, it's a tiger, right? And
yeah,
it could just be the wind, right? But we live to see another day if we think that it might be a tiger and run away. So there's that part, um, but there's that social cohesion. So with the last video, everybody go watch it. I'll put a link in this video if you are looking at this later. But the last live that we did and talking about John Wathy's book, that there's the personal part of belief that it's connected to the infant trusting that a caretaker is going to take care of them,
yeah,
right? A loving entity, person is going to be there. Mother is going to be there to hear my cries and take care of me. And so there's that. But then there's also that social cohesion that as society's got larger and larger, it's uh, you can't always be sure that people aren't taking advantage of the system, right? Of
yeah.
of reciprocal altruism, of doing things for others. And so yeah, so
Yeah, so having that idea of someone that's, giving you that guidance, or giving everybody the same guidance is, yeah, that's where the
mhm,
social cohesion idea comes from. Yeah.
mhm,
I
mhm,
would
mhm,
definitely also not understanding a lot of things, that a lot of phenomena that
mhm.
happen around
Yeah,
us, and then we're like, well, it must be because there's something unexplainable that is making that happen.
right,
Yeah,
right.
but I think it's definitely all of these combined.
Yeah, I did, like, I like the anthropological explanations. That's just one thing, something that makes
Yeah.
sense to me. And yeah, so true. Like green eyes, who cares? That
Mhm.
doesn't actually help us survive necessarily. It just doesn't, as long as it doesn't keep us from reproducing or kill us. So that is true. And all right, okay, so we got to talk about this book as soon as you finish it. Let me know.
Oh,
And
cool.
Tommy, you'll come on and talk with me about this book. That would be good.
Okay.
So,
What?
okay, alrighty. So, yes, I agree, and that with Scientific World, I did it for a long time, and I've talked about this a lot. But I don't know if people get tired of listening to me talk about it. But it's like for decades, I was, as a science teacher, and I was a Christian as well. I keep moving my sorry.
I just noticed that.
It is an office in here, just in case you wanna know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a kitchen, basically. Okay, so, yeah, uh, I did for a long time. So I reconciled it. I guess probably am I not thinking about the religion part too much, oh, the Bible part too much. I did
Good.
I guess.
Fair.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what else, was there anything else you were gonna react to with this part?
Uh, no, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep going. I might skip over a little bit of this. I'm not going to tell you what to believe or what to think. If there is a God or gods, I think God or the gods will take care of you on your path. If there isn't a God or gods, let's just do the best we can as we float along on this little rock out here in space together. You see, I don't think that scientists have it all figured out, and I don't think that the theologians have it all figured out. I don't think that the witches have it all figured out, and I don't think that the shamans have it all figured out, and I don't think that the ethicists have it all figured out. I've spent years studying science, religion, ethics, and lots of other stuff because I've been trying to figure it all out. I've also I've learned so much, but that doesn't even scratch the surface of what is out there that folks have discovered or thought about. And there is so much we still don't know. Honestly, it's just a ton of fun for me to learn new things, and I want to share how much fun it is with you. I like to see how ideas are connected and similar, and it always brings up interesting questions for me. So, here's my question for today. Could it be that a belief in a supernatural entity outside of ourselves is some form of synesthesia? Okay, some people will say that they sense God's presence. They feel that God is with them. Heck, I've even said that. So, what was I really feeling? I mean, I don't know. I think January is here, and May is over here, and August is over here. I mean, what do I know? That's called spatial sequence synesthesia, by the way. So, okay,
Oh,
I'll
that's
pause it
funny.
here. Um,
That's interesting. I hadn't actually thought about that. I mean, it's certainly a possibility, that it could be, like we said, babies being born with all of these senses mixed up and all of these connections that are a little bit overwhelming.
mhm,
It is possible that in their mix up of tasting colors and hearing flavors and all of that stuff, that they could be sensing something that isn't actually there, and then that connection isn't always um, pruned, right?
mhm,
It could definitely be a mix of things, or it could be different reasons for different people, and not everybody that believes in God senses God. And
mhm. Right.
however, people that sense God tend to be of a specific religion, right? I guess that's where my question is, because if everybody was sensing the same God, then it would lead them all to the same religion.
Right.
So, but it depends on your family, right? Or the area of the world that you were born in, and that's going to determine what God you're sensing, or
Mhm,
what God
mhm.
you perceive you're sensing, or you think you're sensing, right?
Right.
If you've
Right.
never if you've never heard of um and I was trying to think of like a more rare religion, but I can only think of like the very Christian ones. But let's say somebody that lives in a rural America, and they are not super familiar with Muslims, and they're like, well, don't even know what kind of God they follow, right?
Mhm,
They're
mhm.
not they're not going to sense Allah. They're going to sense whatever God is, their society, their community, their family follows.
Right. Right. And this is part of the debunking of me, right?
Yeah.
Because I didn't think about that at the time, you know.
Right.
But also I had a very liberal view
Yeah, I would
of
say for
religion,
sure.
of God, and is more almost deist, maybe, by that time. So, but yeah, and but what I was struggling with there, and what I've been talking about, for the past couple months, has been, that sense that there is something there. But one of the ways that John Wathy talks about it in his book is, like, when you're standing in line at the grocery store, and someone's like behind you, and you know that they're behind you, and then uh, you're still in line for a little bit, and then you still have this sense of that person behind you, and then you turn around and they're not there, they've gone to another line or something, right? And
Mm.
it's like, wait, I thought they were still there. Because you still have that kind of, and the fact that we can kind of sense other people around us, that is like,
Yeah,
that's
but
like evolutionary kind of thing too,
like we can, but at the same time we can't, because like you were sensing them at first, but you didn't realize when they left.
Right.
So like you were still feeling something that wasn't there anymore. So like what is
Mhm.
happening, right?
Right,
Like
right.
your brain is probably in some way failing you a little bit.
Well,
But
like with the dog
yeah,
poop today, when I thought that
yeah,
the dog still smelled like poop, but he doesn't.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, um, yeah, so that's what I and I think I had been, watching some more of, like, Sam Harris and, Richard Dawkins at the time. I don't like either one of them, but, um, I never really liked either one of them, but, um
Yeah, I used to like Sam Harris, but I kind of now not so much.
I like some of
He's
what he said, but he was just so adamant that, like, Islam is the problem,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like,
I think a
that's
lot of he turned off a lot of people with that. But I
yeah,
used to like his older um,
yeah, yeah.
views, and the moral landscape book is pretty good. It's one that I liked.
I might take a look at that because I think I like I like the ethics and the moral stuff. So,
It's cool.
but yeah, yeah. So I was just kind of like Dawkins. I think it just kind of hit me like,
Oh
he's
yeah,
never
he
really
definitely went off the
felt that.
rails.
Well, he
He's like,
definitely
bye.
did, yeah. But just the way he talked about, his experience, he never has really, felt any kind of, it doesn't know what that feeling is like. And it's like, what is it when people describe, and are so very sure that this is, right, the presence of God, right? This is a
Yeah,
spiritual thing. Um, and that you can see how I was struggling with that. So that's why I think the Wathy books have really helped me a lot. So,
yeah. For me, I can now explain it very well with like brain science, right, and
mhm.
neurotransmitters and all of that stuff. But at the time where I felt it, it to me it felt like a real thing. Like
Yes,
at that moment, there was like there's no way anybody can explain this in a different way.
right,
You
right,
know?
right. It's so that combined with the fact that there's so many cultures in the world, right,
Yeah,
that have religion, everyone, almost everyone. Yeah. So just trying to, and I'm still,
yeah.
putting it together as
And
far
I think
as.
there's also a little bit of like pareidolia and a little bit of expectations, like
Mhm,
where your brain fills in the gaps of things
mhm.
that is like not necessarily getting input on.
Yeah.
um and then the expectations in the way that if you are already a Christian or a Catholic, for example,
Mhm.
then you expect
Right.
that if you're going into church, right? In my
Mhm.
example, if I was going into church and I was going there because what attracted me to that specific church was the fact that they did faith healing, right? Divine
Mhm.
healing. And
Mhm.
so I was expecting that.
Yeah.
And so when they come at you with their hand, and it's somebody of authority,
Yeah.
somebody that you've been told has this connection to God, that
Right.
he knows what he's doing, that he's healed all of these people and all of these other churchgoers that you've never met them, you don't know their names or anything. It's just like
Right.
this thing that they tell you and you believe it, right? And so when you get there, you're going to have that expectation of, well, if I don't feel it, then something's probably going to be wrong with me or something like that, right? And so,
Yeah.
but
You're
also,
you're well primed, yeah, for the
yeah,
experience. Yeah.
right, right, you're prepared for it. And what happens is your your brain chemicals may make that connection of a past experience or of something that you hope will be the case. Like
Yeah.
if I'm healed, how's that gonna feel like? And then all of a sudden you have somebody putting their hand on you, and all of your body feels rushes with like warmth or
Right.
tingling, and you don't realize, well, no, that's just neurochemicals
Right.
that your body is releasing because of the expectation, because of all these people that you have around you, which are supportive people, right?
Right.
You're feeling love, you're feeling support, you're feeling community,
Right.
you're feeling all of these things,
And
and you're
hope.
feeling, yeah, hope, exactly, yeah. You're like, well, this is gonna happen, this is gonna heal me, and so you can feel all of those emotions and all of those actual physical feelings, which is why some people fall down or dance or whatever. Like you're just letting your emotions and your chemicals do whatever they're gonna do. Yeah, the placebo effect, exactly.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was watching this video the other day, and it's like an entire room of in a church, and the pastor or whatever he is, he just goes like this, and then everybody literally falls backwards,
Oh,
like
God.
onto the ground,
On
like the
cue.
whole room, and everybody's
Yeah.
like, if this isn't the power of God, then what is it? And it's like mass hysteria. Yeah, the placebo effect, all of the
Yeah.
above.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
And, that makes me think of if you're not watching Zidanza on Thursday
Oh
nights,
yeah,
what
right.
are you
That's what I
doing with
thought of
your life?
that.
Yeah, what are you doing with your life? Yeah, it's at 10 o'clock
I
Eastern. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, it's so funny.
I've sent Dan a couple of the videos from that before, like the funny videos they play at the end. I was like, here
Yeah,
you go
yeah.
for this.
I went and looked for one. I was like, I found one. I'm like, I need to email that to him. But
Yeah.
I when I was younger, I was always studying. I was studying the Bible. I was going to 2 different churches, and I was just really trying to be a good girl, right? And learn as much as I could. And I asked my mom one day, like why she didn't do more with church, and she grew up in the she's with the Holy Rollers, like that's a
Oh,
charismatic kind of church that she grew up in, and she was like, "It was scary." I'm like, like, first of all, what is that? She had to explain it to me, and then she was like, "Well, it was scary," so we went to
that's funny.
a very frozen chosen Methodist church kind of, where nobody really moves much or does anything. So yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, exorcisms. Yeah, oh, yeah, that was the power of suggestion. Oh, that's fun. It's so
That's
funny.
the funny.
No, I wanna wait, I wanna bring up what he said about the where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, yeah, okay. I ended this section about, like, my spatial synesthesia that I did not know until I was studying synesthesia. I think I've talked about this before, and it's a ring for me too,
Oh, that's
because
cool.
January is in front of me and the summer is behind me, so June and July are
Oh
behind me,
wow.
but then the rest of it is in front of me, and it goes right to left. I know that's
Wow.
backwards from what you're seeing. So, yeah,
That's
and yeah,
interesting.
because I think, yeah, so that it's maybe that's a thing. Maybe there's something in our brains that like actually puts the time of the year as a cycle that's a circle, a ring around us. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. So, I have to find out about that. I meant to put. I'll go back and get the link. There's a test you can take with the
Oh
research that
yeah.
V.S. Ramachandran does, and it might be in the link. It might be in this video. It might be in the notes to this video. So I'll check and see and put it in this video. You can go and see if you take the test and there may be nothing.
Figure out
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Winter is
the
at the
rings
bottom, spring is
reverse.
uphill, summer's at the top, and fall goes down here. Oh, fascinating. Yeah,
That's funny.
that is. Okay, but it is a spatial thing with seasons or months, and that's crazy. Yeah, it's kind of wild. I don't know if there's anything else here. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if because I was talking about Ramachandran, but anyway.
Believers
Let's do
cannot
this. Oh,
see
wait, you
their
can't see it.
Oh wait, yeah, it's not visible right
I
now.
forgot to
Okay,
do the
there we go.
mm, yep. Okay. Counterclockwise. See, it is okay.
Oh
I'm
wait.
right that the seasons go counterclockwise. This is what I'm saying. That is what time time goes counterclockwise. People
Okay.
need to know this. People need to.
Yeah, the comment right above that one that says, "Think about the idea behind memory palaces." Are you familiar with that?
Yes,
That's
yes.
so cool. Yeah,
I've used
I
that.
heard about it a couple of years ago, and I tried it, and I was fascinated by like how well it worked.
Yeah, it works really well
Yeah,
when you visualize something. That was one of the things,
like here. Yeah.
yeah, that I was talking, like, it was a memory thing. I can't remember who it was. Something I listened to all kinds of audio cassette tapes when I was
Oh, okay.
in my 20s, and, uh, one of them was like its memory, thing, and if you can't if you are always losing your keys, when you set your keys down, you should blow up. Did maybe we talked about this, I don't know, you
Oh
blow up
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right, right, and that you just make it a visual kinda thing,
That
but
way
that
you can remember what you. Yeah, I think we
yeah,
talked about it. I think you and
yeah.
I talked about it on that one stream that I made with our little different games,
Oh, right,
memory
right,
games and stuff.
right.
Yeah, I think that
Yes,
was the one. Yeah,
that was it. Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember
We've just
talking to you about it.
done some fun stuff. Okay, I don't know if this is we'll have to do the
God or
outtakes, though.
gods, but they know they exist just the same. And perhaps these proselytizing atheists just haven't felt the presence of God because their supernatural synesthetic synapses have been snipped. Maybe God is really out there, and the only way we can sense God is if our brains have not pruned the synapses that feel God's presence. Maybe a person's experience of God is just the way that human's brain processes what they don't know, and God is how they describe it. Maybe God
But
is just made up in our heads.
I like how you were thinking about it because that definitely is, one potential explanation because but you're still looking at even though you didn't realize it during that video, you were still looking at a natural explanation for gods. You hadn't
Yeah,
made the connection though.
right, right. Uh, yeah. I mean, it was my first video, so I had to do something fancy. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So the I but what I don't address is the ethics of that as far as actually God is concerned. So, what about people who don't sense God's presence, right? That's that hiddenness, yeah? And why, if you have brain damage, then you can't be a believer
Hmm.
anymore, or you can't sense God, you know what I mean? So, or right?
Well, I suppose brain damage is such a broad term because the damage can be in so many different parts of the brain, and it doesn't necessarily have to damage the parts that connect one sense with another. um but also, yeah, not everybody that is religious feels senses God. Yeah.
Right, right. But I guess what I'm saying is like my thought was, you know, if it's a type of synesthesia that God is really out there, and we sense, it's some type of nervous system experience that we have, that we
Yeah.
can actually sense a spiritual realm, right? Um, but for those, oh, Mark Reed, yay, welcome everybody. If that we, but the ethics of that is that there's going to be humans that don't have that ability
Mm.
to sense God,
Okay, I
and
see
that's
what
not
you're
fair,
saying.
right? So
Okay.
I didn't address that part.
Okay, so I think I misunderstood what you were saying in the original video because I thought you were saying that as a type of synesthesia, and that only some people were sensing God.
Mhm.
Um, but you were still talking about people sensing the supernatural. So you are still believing that there is a supernatural,
Yeah, at the
and
time,
that some people can access it. Okay, I'll
yeah.
get it now. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and that some people tend to have, but that it's like that it is a physical thing, it's a normal thing that people, would have, and that maybe, atheists, since they didn't kind of keep that connection, then the synapses got pruned, and therefore, right? So they don't believe. I mean, I was trying to understand, like, because I had such a strong sense of what that experience, my God experience. Yeah, how people could, and you can tell. I mean, and it makes me have empathy for, especially when I watch debates, deconstruction kind of debates, right? Where people are very adamant, like, God does exist. I have this experience. This is what happened. I have that sense of that feeling. So that's what I was struggling with and trying. And I feel like I have a better explanation for it now because of the illusion of God's presence and the phantom God, right? Because of that. So
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
okay. See,
sorry, I was seeing a comment on that.
Sorry, tilting windmill, right? We're not the only, right? People never, you don't think of it. You don't think of it until you learn about it and hear it. Some people are like, oh, right. But I'm the opposite. My far right is August and my far left is May. January's in front of me, but that's how that goes. So yeah, it's kind of wild. Okay, what is this? Everybody's talking about it's pretty close.
I actually have a whole video about prison on my channel.
I don't know what that is.
It's like the feeling that you get when kind of like goosebumps and like a whole body feeling when you hear music.
Oh.
Yeah, but I guess it can happen with other things as well.
Gotcha.
Right? But I think prison is a lot more specific to music.
Okay. All right. Well, now you'll have to send me the link and let me put that in this description too. So we'll do with that. So, okay. So I think that's pretty much it, except maybe the outtakes, because the Ramachandran stuff. Let's see where it goes. But why? These kinds of questions, they tend to upset a lot of people. Looking for a scientific basis for belief, it's not always a popular topic to study. Scientists may think it's too woo-woo, and believers may think it's sacrilegious. So, I know, I'll make a YouTube channel about it. Now, I'm not a neuroscientist, but I would love for a neuroscientist to study this question. Is belief in God a form of synesthesia? If you would like for someone to study this question, please send this video to your favorite neuroscientist. I will mention one more book, The Phantom God by John C. Wathy. I haven't read it yet, but I got it for my birthday. My daughter bought it for me. Cool kid. Anyway, she's not a kid anymore. The subtitle is What Neuroscience Reveals About the Compulsion to Believe. So this book might actually answer my question. I'll just do another video about that and let you know what I find out. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And thanks for watching Ms.Interpretations. If you'd like to see more musings about the brain and belief and other sciencey, sacred-y stuff, well, you get the idea. Please subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think. And please be kind to each other. We can't learn from each other if we're virtually yelling at or disrespecting each other. So remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be you. So start somewhere. Thanks for watching. Human brains, I'm going to do it again, because they're supernatural synesthetic synapses. The only way we can sense God is if our brains have not pruned the synapses that feel God's presence. This is not working right. What is a proselytizing atheist? Well, it's a made-up term that I made up. Synapses, and they're happy. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go.
And they're happy.
What is in the other book?
Aw, Bobby.
It's got to get me again.
I love the outtakes. That was so cute.
Okay, I'm gonna do a different recording. What is going on? What is going on? Let's talk about it.
Your daughter did a great job on that ending.
Yeah,
I
she
love
did.
that.
Happy.
Amber said, "Happy napping synopsis."
Yeah.
That's funny because oh gosh, that happens to me all the time.
No way, I did- I was,
One
yeah,
time,
exactly.
exactly. That's a
There we
good
go.
point.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
So I did. I usually when I record, I'll talk and talk, and then sometimes I'll pause and be like, "Oh, what was next?" And then I'll keep going. And if I say something, mispronounce it because I have a hard time pronouncing a lot of words, so I will restart the sentence and stuff, right? So I have a lot of those parts. But one time I accidentally uploaded the entire video without editing onto
Oh,
my
no.
YouTube, and somebody put a comment and it's like, "Hey, I think you put the wrong," and I was like, "Oh shit!" So I had to delete it quickly. Luckily, not that many people had seen it, but it was like a full thing of bloopers, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, Tilty, my daughter edited that, so she put in all this bloopers at the end, so we left them in. She
So
did.
I'm gonna have to look into whether scientists have considered synesthesia when looking into the feeling of God, because there is this whole field of science called neurotheology,
Right.
and they study like the God belief and how that develops in the brain. And they've had
Yeah.
like these helmets to sort of make people recreate the sense of different supernatural experiences, right? It can be prayer, it can be meditation, being at church, all sort of different supernatural things that you may
Right.
experience.
Right.
And they recreate it with that. Yeah, the God helmet. Yeah, that's what it's called. The God helmet. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have I'm in the American Academy of Religion. I'm a member of that. I went to the that's where I met Kip and Vish and Dr. Josh and everybody that went to that. But because of that, I have access to the JSTOR database, and I can't remember what that stands. Journals of, I can't remember what. But anyway, the point is, what was my point?
Something about neurotheology, maybe.
Oh, neurotheology. Yeah. And so I've done a lot of research, but I haven't actually read all the articles. So I have
Okay, cool.
so you can categorize things in like different ones, but there's the what's the topic again? It's neurotheology. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I have read.
I did make a video about it, but it was quite a while ago, and I think I did it with my old equipment, and I hate the way it sounds. Like because my microphone was just the laptop microphone, so I want to redo it and update it and
Yeah.
remake it. Yeah.
Yeah. So so I do want to learn about that, but I have read Andrew Newberg.
Yeah, that's who
neurologist. Yeah.
leads it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's who
Yeah.
leads the neurotheology sort of research. Yeah.
Okay. And then there is a group in the Netherlands, I think, that does neurotheology as
Oh, that's
well.
cool.
So yeah, because I keep every couple of years I look at, do I want to get a PhD? Do I want
Yeah.
to finish yeah. What could that be? So it might end up being in that. I just have water all over me. So that's where I met a lot of people in this community, the scholars part at American Academy of Religion. But or at NanoCon, that's where I met a lot of other people. So okay, cool. So so that's my debunking of my video. So you meet people.
Mark reads.
Not very once a year, maybe, Mark. That's it.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Like, oh, I told you the pandemic, that was like so great for not great for me, but I mean, it was like not like having an excuse to not go do stuff was wonderful for me. Like, yeah. Yeah. And my introverted husband was like getting cabin fever. And I'm like, really?
Okay, so
you want to go and see people and do stuff?
no,
Like,
yeah, I love seeing all of the people that we've met. But for example, when I went to NanoCon, it was 12-hour drive over there, then 2 days of activity, and then a 12-hour drive back home. And I loved every moment of the conference and everything, but it took me like a whole entire week to recover from all of the socializing and all of the
yeah.
activity. And okay, there's
Yeah.
a question in the chat that
Oh,
I wanted to respond to from Gordon. That
uh,
says, do you think, okay, it keeps moving up. Do you think that people who believe in God also believe in ghosts and aliens? Yeah. So I was talking to, who was I talking to? Professor Dave, I think, last night, a couple nights
mhm.
ago. And we were talking about how I used, how the belief of a soul was really easy for me to take up because I first believed in ghosts, right?
Mm.
Like when I first met my husband, I was an atheist, and he really enjoyed watching Ghost Hunters,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
I started watching it with him. And so I started developing ghosts.
mhm.
And when we started going to church, it was a really easy step from going from, hey, if ghosts exist, where do they come from? They have to come from a soul, right? And
Yeah.
if there are souls, that means that there has to be a God that, creates these souls, and these
Mhm.
souls become ghosts once the person passes away.
Yeah.
So that was really easy for me.
It's easy, yeah.
And it's also interesting because it was the last thing that the last belief out of the three, out of the God, spirits, and souls, and
Mhm.
ghosts.
Okay.
Ghost was the last one I let go of. The first one was God, obviously, but then I was like, well, wait a minute, then that means there's no souls. And
Yeah.
then finally it dawned upon me that, wait, then there can't be ghosts.
Right, right. No, it's, yeah, and I think the opposite question is also valid. Like, people who do believe in ghosts probably have
Yeah.
some type of belief in God or a religion or
Now
something, so
aliens is a little bit different
yeah.
because if you are a Christian, or any very, very strict religion where God created humans as very unique creatures
Mhm,
to be over, where even animals that live on this planet are
mhm,
below humans,
mhm.
then aliens doesn't really make sense. Because why would God create aliens separate from humans? Why would He make another special,
Hmm.
um, out of these special beings or creatures, right? Like it will kind of take away our sense of feeling special. We will no longer be special.
Yes, that is true. However, I mean, I thought of it as, God is a creator and there's like all this space out there. Like, of course, there may be all kinds of other civilizations, but then I never asked the question, did Jesus go save them too?
Right,
So,
yeah, because the story happens here and it's limited to the earth. And, the whole idea of the firmament and, bubbling up this world and all this stuff.
yeah.
What makes things go bump in the night? Huh?
Aliens are just space demons, so they're the same thing. So there you go. So okay, let's talk about this. Jesse Riverbank saying, I keep coming back to the thought that mild schizophrenia could have made. Oh, yes. Okay, wait. Oh, I got to see the other part that you said. This is not. It was okay.
Uh,
Uh,
you know,
one
One by land and two if by sea. Okay. Feeling God and hearing God has been associated with schizophrenia by some neuroscientists, but I hadn't considered sensory processing errors or
Okay.
neuroapoptosis.
I
Aha. Oh, that's
have
the word for it. Cool.
I have an explanation for why people with schizophrenia hear God. The feeling, I don't know necessarily. I think it could have many different explanations.
But the auditory,
But there
yeah.
was a very, very recent, like from within the last 2 months or so, study that came out in the schizophrenia journal, and they did a lot of imaging in people who had auditory schizophrenia, who were hearing voices.
Mhm.
And they determined that it's very likely that those people have a part of the brain not turned down. So when you and I, if you have
Ah,
auditory inner voice,
mhm.
okay. So for
Yes.
the average person, the part of the brain that processes sound is turned down for their inner voice. So you are aware that you're hearing yourself. People with schizophrenia, they don't have that part of the brain turned down. So they're hearing it, myself. I can hear my own voice and I can hear other people's voices in my head. Like if I think of Brentley saying, and if you, and if you want this or that, go to adamandeve.com, whatever. Like I can
Mhm.
hear it in Brentley's voice and I can hear in Ember's voice as well.
Right. And
Right?
if you want to, no, sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So that to say that people with schizophrenia who don't have that part of the brain turned down may be hearing their own voice and other people's voices, but their brain is not processing it as being internal dialogue. It's processing it as it being external
External.
dialogue. So the
Mhm.
person is hearing all these voices and not understanding that it is themselves, that it's
Yeah.
their own voice. So
Yeah.
that was a really, really interesting study
Yeah.
it's just super recent.
That's fascinating. And it helps to explain why like medication that alters the brain can help,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah,
With
yeah.
with that. So yeah. So let's see. Where did it go? Hold on.
Oh,
The other one. Okay.
mm,
So this was the second part. I thought it was the same person, but as Jesse was saying this.
mm,
Um yes. Okay.
shamanism.
So shamanism. Uh especially the way people are talking about of like Ayurvedic what's the ayahuasca, not Ayurvedic,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
ayahuasca, the drug basically that a lot of especially South American shamans would use and still do to journey basically is what the way they call that. But yes, so um, that is having a some type of what we would call some type of disorder, right? Schizophrenia or even autism, maybe, right? Of being able to
Yeah,
see things like that look like this is totally not logical. So what, right? Being able to kind of see patterns that others can't see, and depression. Um, these kinds of things have been considered in communities that have shamans as basically an indicator that that person might be a shaman. So when they're a child and they're depressed, it could be because
they are.
they have a gift that
Wow.
might allow them to be a shaman, and so that's fostered and understood, and there's a place, for everybody in that kind of society. So yeah, and it's possible to, like the as far as like the actual experience of shamanic journey, which can be done without any type of drugs. It's just it's a different brain state, and so that's also this neurotheology people are studying, that experience as well. Not the meditation, right? They've done the what was that called, the God Cap or oh, been able to study
Oh, the God
brain,
Helmet.
yeah,
The God
yeah,
Helmet.
brain
Yeah.
brain function of those who were in very deep meditation and
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
but when people talk about having a LSD type of trip, or mushrooms or something. Oh, am I allowed to say that? Anyway, I'm not monetized yet.
I think we
Yeah,
should be okay.
yeah. It'll be fine. Everything's fine. It'll be fine. I'll just put this. Oh, hold on. Can I do this? I'll just put this up here for just a little bit since I'm not monetized. Anyway,
Cool.
yeah, just in case, but yeah, what was I saying? The the
Hallucinogens.
that experience, but the having that trip of ego death. Yeah. And
Yeah.
so the shaman learns about like how to on purpose have that ego death, right? Like as far as like through that shamanic journeying. I'm kind of talking in circles now, but that's the idea. So it could be
Yeah. Yeah, the interesting part about the studies that they did with the god hermit was that they were able to reproduce the brain activity of people doing different having different supernatural experiences, like uh, feeling God or meditation or prayer and such, and all of them lit up the same part of the brain that lights up in addicts, in people with addictions, with drug addictions. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. So it's like a dopamine sort of thing that it triggers.
Yeah. So, yeah. And see, culture is so very different now than in shamanic cultures, right?
Yeah.
So having those gifts are actually something that you have to deaden, right?
Right.
And so it makes a lot of sense as far as like the addictions, right? People just want to feel better. I'm not supposed to be feeling weirder than everybody. I'm not supposed to be feeling, like everybody else seems to be normal and I feel really crazy and weird. So, but drinking, I feel like more like a normal person. And then it just becomes, or with drugs or whatever. So it just makes a lot of sense that those kinds of things.
Yeah. And the thing that people don't quite understand is that some people's brains are more wired for addiction, right?
Yes.
However, that never goes away. It doesn't go away.
Right.
So, generally speaking, the majority of people that overcome addiction need to find a new one. And
yes.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have an addiction. Doesn't have to be a negative thing, right? Obviously you can be addicted to drugs, you can be addicted to alcohol, you can be addicted to shopping and other things, right?
Yes.
But if you find a positive addiction to fill that need that your brain has, then good for you. That's good. Some people find God, right? Like that's why Jesus works so well for people to overcome addiction. They become addicted to the religion in a way.
Exactly.
And
they feel, yeah.
So, for me, I had my father was alcoholic, and so in our family, addiction is a thing. Like my mom was addicted to cigarettes and all of that stuff. I was on pain medications for many years, and while I wasn't abusing the medication, my body was physically tolerant to it, right? So when I had to stop, I went through like a really horrible withdrawal, and the only way I was able to solve it was to find a different thing that gave me the same dopamine hit to the brain, which happened to be Green Day. That's why I love Green Day so much. Yeah. So like the music, I've listened to Green Day.
No, I mean, I think
day.
that's I STEM music,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I get like I'll listen to the same song like 40, 50 times and
my
daughter has no idea why I can do that. And I'm like, it's how I'm feeling right now, and it's just heightening that particular feeling that I'm having right now that I'm processing. So I'm just going to listen to it.
Well, yeah, and I can get the same rush, the same dopamine rush of it with the same song over and over and over, even though I've heard it years in a row. I have a playlist that if I need it, I put it on. If I'm working on something, it can be in the background or whatever.
Yeah, specific. And a lot of people have workout playlists and everything for the same reason. Yes, Sanjay, yes, the idea of synesthesia is like not neural apoptosis. Apoptosis. Anyway,
Apoptosis.
yeah. The that not being. So that's what we're talking. Okay. So
Let's
are
see.
there other? Yeah. You could probably speak to this one. Explains why psychedelics produce auditory and visual hallucinations. Brain activity across regions get activated or retarded compared to baseline.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, the opposite goes like I think this comment came when we were talking about schizophrenia. So yeah,
Yes.
very
Yeah.
similar about opposite. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you can trigger the same experience, I guess, that you will have if you were schizophrenic
Yeah.
to yeah with psychedelics.
Mm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, that is true. I should do a video about that. Should be
Oh
like
yeah,
shamanism in Greco-Roman culture. Yeah.
that would
Yeah.
be
That's
really
kind of cool.
interesting. I'm not
It
super
would be.
familiar with that without that, so it would be fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one other. The chat is just like on fire tonight with like great stuff. So yeah, because I've always said this about certain forms of autism have really helped, right? Um, yeah, and being able to stay up late at night and guard. I've said that many times, especially if you're ADHD,
Right, yeah.
ADHD, and right, and just being able to
But see, neurodivergence in all of these forms has always been around. It's not a
mhm,
new thing.
mhm,
We just now have a name for it, and we have
right,
diagnosis criteria for it. But they've always been around. We just didn't understand it. We just thought, oh, crazy people. Oh my gosh, they're I don't know.
but it's
Hallucin.
only in this society. That's what I'm saying. It's this Western, like straight laced kind of right. It just not allow people to be who they are, right? Which is one reason that I just found Montessori school. I taught there and also sent my daughter there for middle school and high school, and that was just like amazing because it we're still able to do real school, real school,
But yeah,
but yeah, it addressed the quirky.
the quirky. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I don't like the names, the disorders. So attention discrimination difference. That's what I like to call it.
I like that.
Because you just don't even because you have your brain is different and it doesn't know how to discriminate against different with different types of inputs. So it's like this,
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
taking
And
in all the inputs. Yeah.
ADHD, people assume that it is a lack of focus, but it's actually too much focus. It's too much focus on too many things at once. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have object permanence problems, like really big time. And if it's not in front of me, if it's not in my calendar, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But that means I have to have 100 tabs open on my computer because otherwise I don't do the thing.
Yeah.
But there are so many that I'm always doing way too many at once, and so I never finish any of them in the timeline that I'm supposed to.
Oh, the timeline. I was gonna say you don't never finish. Like you do finish.
Right, yeah.
It's just like we're on our own timeline, right?
Right, yeah. If I have a deadline, like say if I have a show this Saturday and I'm still working on the thing, I'll probably end up doing it like in the last few hours before the show.
Yeah. Yeah, when you get that adrenaline rush, right?
Exactly. When it is like the ADHD rush.
But you can work with it. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I get time is for me. I just don't time like, oh wow, we've been here an hour and a half. I guess we should probably close up here. Like I have no idea, no sense of time. And and the calendars, they never work for me. Yeah, we can do another show about that. Okay. Next time we'll talk about the experience of that
would be fun, an ADHD show. Yeah. I love Gabor Mate's take on ADHD. Is really, really good, really interesting.
Who?
Oh, Gabor Mate. He's like a
yeah,
psychiatrist.
Yeah. Is that driven to distraction? Is that his book?
Is that it might be? Let's see.
It's one of the books I have.
No, that's not the right one. No,
isn't that one? Okay, cool. Alrighty. Well, all right. So to sum up, basically, with
debunking myself. Um, uh, I, I think I'm getting a better handle on and trying to teach people what I'm learning about why we would have very, very strong feelings about religion and uh, and even though the synesthesia idea, um, yeah, you
We
know
can
what?
do that.
I've already started that, but I just can't seem to finish it. I do a show about white girls.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So that it is just this it is a cultural phenomenon, and I'm kind of really addicted to watching uh, whatever skeptic YouTube, yeah, non-believer YouTube, even the debates part. I watch that all the time, but I mean like the arguing with people about religion, whether God exists or doesn't exist, doesn't necessarily help the person that you're arguing with, right? So I'm like, what's a good, because people have such very strong feelings about it that they're not going to necessarily let go of, even if the evidence is right in front of them that this is a contradiction, this is obvious, this is another contradiction, like how can a God exist? But but um but I do think those kinds of things do help other people who are trying to understand.
They
And
do. Yeah.
yeah, and one of the things that I'm really, really I have a heart for. I have, that is my ministry, is people being upset with themselves for believing as long as they did,
Yeah.
right? Um, and I, yeah, yeah, this is the
Oh, that's Neil
right.
deGrasse
It's
Tyson.
very strong feelings, right? There's a whole lot of feelings attached to everything. But I just look at everything now and go, of course, because I deconstructed decades ago, but I did not deconvert, right? And it
Right.
was very
Right.
easy for me to do that. So, yeah. So, but I know a lot of people like I wasted so much time and yeah, yeah, and I would like to get some of that money back too, but
Yeah.
yeah, but still, of course, I'm a human, and this is what I was being a human, just like many humans and most humans, right? That this is a belief in God makes a lot of sense given the way humans are. So,
There's a lot of ways to human.
right.
You would have did that.
It is one of the ways to human is so well, we've got things coming up, AJ.
Yeah, Saturday at 7 Central, I have a live show. I'm gonna be on with it's a friend of mine that hasn't been on in a while. We're gonna talk politics. We're calling it State of the Union less. Instead of a State of the Union, a State of the Union less.
Okay.
And then I'm going on Sunday. I'm gonna be Sunday night at the same time, 7 p.m. Central. I'm gonna be on Skeptic Haven with J.R. Warren. He's really good.
Okay.
What's his channel called? I always forget. Is it Reason to Doubt? I think I should look up.
I have to look it up. Okay.
Anyways, and then in a couple weeks, I'm gonna have a fundraiser. It's We're trying to do a new show on Skeptic Haven. All right.
Mhm.
It hasn't been completely solidified yet, but the idea is to have Seth Andrews host with me for the first episode, and it's going to be a fundraiser. And the fundraiser is for St. Patrick's, which is a foundation that does research. Oh, I'm sorry, that does funding for childhood cancer research for cures for childhood cancer. And
That's
so what they do is you raise funds throughout whatever amount of time you have, and then there is an event where everybody shaves their heads in solidarity with the children that lose their hair through the treatment.
Yeah.
I've done it one time, so this is going to be my second time doing it. So this hair is going to be gone by March 8th.
Okay. Give us the scoop. Is Seth Andrews going to shave his head?
There you go. You heard it here first.
I doubt it. Yeah, bridge the divide.
There
That's
you go,
where,
bridge.
yeah.
I
Oh,
knew
he's
there was a
awesome.
bridge in it. I knew there was a
Yeah,
bridge.
yeah. So that's this Sunday then with Skip Haven. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Thank
Good.
you.
Yeah, I love him.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah. Oh, I always do this bit here. I always click on the one and then it flips.
Yay.
Good. So, what was I going to say?
Yeah,
Is this
so
the
if
Sunday?
anybody wants to see me shave my head, you can go to my YouTube page, click on the posts thing, and the link for the donation fundraiser is on there. It goes to the organization. It doesn't go through me.
Okay, great. That's awesome. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's, well, yeah, that's
There you
fascinating.
go. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, we're figuring out who everybody is. So there's that.
I know
So,
sometimes I remember people more by their channel name, and sometimes I
right.
remember them more by their actual name. And
Right.
J.L. Warren, I met him on a different show, not on his show.
On his show.
So
Okay.
like I know him as J.L. Warren mostly.
Okay. All righty. Well, I've been trying, I decided to try and do this show every Tuesday night at 9:30 Eastern time. And then we had a couple of winter storms and I wasn't even sure that we were going to have power. So I didn't, I didn't want to schedule anybody. So yeah, so I didn't do that, but I'm trying to get back on schedule here. And most Tuesdays I'm going to try and be here. So I really appreciate you being here. I do have some things coming up. I'm hoping that it won't be a live thing, but Megan Lewis is going to join me in February at some point. And
nice.
I'm teaming up with Jackson Atwell from Truth and Tradition. So we're going to be doing some stuff together. So that ought to be fun. And yeah,
Love
I've got
it.
a lot of other people to have on. So I think it's going to be a fun spring.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
there you
I'm
go.
excited.
All right, everybody. I have to figure out how to end this stream because yeah, it's this is the way we go here. Oh, it does it automatically, right? I just have to actually end it.
Probably.
Okay. Yeah. All right, y'all are great. AJ, thank you
you,
so much for
everybody.
being here, and thanks everybody for coming by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you next time. I have to end and then